Welcome to this Windows and computer channel, and a comment made me realize that maybe we could talk a little more about this website and also the consequence of the information that could have been stolen. So this is once again a website that's called Have I Been Pawned? And actually, browsers use this website also. So when you see your browser saying that there's a data breach, they're actually getting that information from here. And I'm going to answer the questions that, of course, come up. So, of course, the first one is of people that are saying, yeah, right, I'm going to enter my email into a website that some guy is showing me on the internet. So, I'm going to get it stolen. Well, if you enter just an email, there's nothing you can get stolen. At the worst, you get spam. And I have news for you. If you think your email is secret, it's not. And when you send an email, it's scooped up everywhere. That's why there's tons of spam in the spam folder. So stop thinking your email is special and unique and secret. It is not. Very simple. So, entering it here or not, it doesn't change anything. And no, just with an email, you cannot get, hacked unless you have a really bad password or your password is already scooped up somewhere else. This website, when you enter your email, so here, enter an email, and you click, is it pawned? If you've used that email on different websites over the years, chances are probably. And yes, here it is, pawned. So it tells you that you've been pawned. It tells you where. So Dailymotion, Dropbox, and LinkedIn, and Pluto TV, and so on. So you could see that, it's been pawned at several places. And why is that? What is it? What does it mean? It means that when somebody hacked into these websites, stole the database of users, well, that website has all of these database, all the information that has been stolen, and they check your email with that. I see a lot of people saying, well, it tells me I've been, that I've been pawned on a website I've never went to. That's because several things happen. First of all, you might not remember that you went to that website because it's been too many years. But another thing also is that don't forget that sometimes it can happen that a website has a third-party service that uses the email you have. It also happens that, maybe a bad guy tried to use your email to go to a service for some reason. So one of the things for sure is that when it says you're pawned, whatever you say is impossible, I've never been there or never created an account, you've been pawned. And that's all, because it means you're in one of the lists of pawned emails. Once again, like I always say, the only thing you have to do when you're pawned just to stay safe is just make sure that you change your password. And for the most part, it's enough. As long as you use good passwords, as long as the password you use everywhere is different, you are going to be okay. The second thing you could do, and that would be a very good idea, every account you have, use two-factor authentication, either with an app on your phone or with text messaging. That is a great way to stay even safer, because even if some bad guys had your email and password, well, without two-factor authentication, you can't get in, because you are going to get a secret code to enter, and he's not going to get it. This is not a live website. A lot of people have the impression, well, I changed my password, but I'm still pawned. Of course, this just tells you that you've been pawned in the past. It's not a live monitoring saying, oh, well, you've changed your password. It doesn't know you changed your password. It doesn't know anything about your accounts. It just tells you that your email, your password, personal info has been scooped over the years. That's it. So even if you change your password, it's still going to say you're pawned because you've been pawned in the past. That's the information it tells you. The information, the thing that actually was an interesting question that I had today or yesterday was, what can they do with the information they have? And that's where it gets a little more delicate. When you go to a website, there are different information that you will actually give in there. From email and password, and that's it for an account, to email, password, to your name, your birthday, a lot of it personal details, a phone number. And the question is related to how bad can it be? Well, think about how bad can it be as simply the more personal information somebody knows about you, the higher the chance they can actually do something bad with your personal info. That's why when banks, credit card companies get hacked, it's a really bad thing because they have every single little detail about you. That means hackers could use that info and get a new credit card with your name on it that they will use. That's the thing. So it all depends on how much information, personal information, is in there. But remember one thing. Personal information is not that personal. There's a lot of stuff that is easy to find for people. And very often, your name, postal address, very often that is something that is in the open. Not that hard to find for even somebody that just wants to work a little harder to get the postal address of someone. Reverse phone lookup, stuff like that will sometimes reveal your personal address and all of that. And just knowing where you live and your name isn't that big of a risk. I mean, we did live for years and years and years with, phone books that had all the details and where you lived. And it wasn't that bad. Where it gets really, really bad is if there's very personal things in it. Like, for example, so the first would be if you use the same password everywhere. That could be a big problem because that could mean they're going to try that email and password on every type of account that maybe you have, Netflix. Or, they're going to go to banks and enter that information on their computers of email and password. And, a lot of the personal stuff also that is dangerous is those personal questions. I always hated personal questions on websites because personal questions are often very limited in the choice. And they're often very basic. What's the name of your mother? Yeah, that ain't that hard to find, honestly. What's the name of your mother? Or where, what city were you born? For a lot of people, it's the same city they live in. Not everybody. A lot of people change, but I mean, for a lot of people, it's the same city. That's not a good question. So these are things that are a little delicate because these questions can open up an access, and that's why you want to change your password. It will prevent that. But you got to be careful in two-factor authentication. That's why I always push two-factor authentication. It's important. And if it was a website or a bank that has your social security number, stuff like that, that also gets very delicate because with that sensitive information, it's possible they could open a account or, for a credit card or a bank account and do some fraud, and then you're stuck in all of that. That's the thing. And so the more personal information you had on the website that was pawned, that was hacked into, the more it gets delicate what they can do with it. But for most accounts, it's not a big deal as long as you change your security questions, change the password, and to put two-factor authentication, it will often be okay. If you enjoy our videos, please subscribe, give us thumbs up. Thank you for watching.